Readers Entertainment Radio presents Book Lights with your host, author Lisa Kessler. Book Lights, where we're shining a light on good books.
Good morning, everyone. It's a whole new week, and I'm coming to you from San Diego. I'm so excited that I got to come visit family and friends now that I'm all vaccinated. So anyway, people are starting to travel again. It's very hopeful. But I'm so excited that I still get to do the show today from San Diego because you are all going to meet debut author Kelly Cain. And you all know how much I love debut authors, and having them on is so exciting. That first book, you never have that same rush as you do with the first one. So I'm always excited to live vicariously through new authors. So if you haven't read Kelly Cain's new book, you're in for a treat. We're going to tell you all about it. I'll read her bio here so you can get to know her. Kelly Cain is a multicultural romance author. She loves reading most genres, but don't ask her to pick just one. However, she can pick her favorite book boyfriend, Will Herondale, although Jamie Fraser is a close second, and really, he's on many people's lists. When she isn't reading or writing, she's most likely using Ancestry to research her extended family, both old and new, or cooking or baking something delightful. She has 2 adult daughters and a new granddaughter and lives in Austin, Texas. I did put a link to Kelly's website right there on the Blog Talk site. So if you're listening live or if you're listening later, you can click that anytime. Sign up for her newsletter so you can stay in touch and find out what's next and when things are coming out, sales. Also, her Twitter handle and Facebook are also there, so be sure to follow her. So without any further delay, Kelly, are you there?
I am here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I'm so excited to have you on the show. You want to tell everybody about An Acquired Taste?
Sure. Well, first, thank you for having me. And so An Acquired Taste is about a woman, Rowan Townsend, who is a chef. And she went to one of the top culinary schools in the country. She works, though, at her mother's little soul food cafe, she calls it, in Austin, in a suburb of Austin. And she's been there about 10 years. She has dreams of her own French bistro one day, but she's very loyal to her family, especially her mother. And she's made some, small changes here. Well, one big change, farm-to-table food. So because of that change, and her mother only lets her make very few changes, but because of that change, a lot of people, have been coming to the restaurant, especially because it's, kind of a gentrified, a neighborhood that's going through gentrification. So as that's happening, more people are coming, and now there's long lines, and people are complaining because the food's delicious, but they can't get in fast enough. Even when they have a reservation, they have to wait, and reviews are starting to turn negative. So she's trying to think, what can we do to expand, this building or this restaurant, which they don't own the building, and the landlord's been firm about making any changes. So she is at an alumni meeting one day from her culinary school, and there's announced a big televised, competition where she can win a new restaurant. So she decides to enter her family, and they do accept her, but one caveat, her old nemesis from culinary school, Knox Everhart, also enters with his brothers. And she's never beaten Knox in anything, so we'll see if she beats him this time.
I love it. And this is going to be the first book in a series, right? The Everhart brothers?
It is. It's book 1 of the series. Book 2 comes out early next year, and then book 3 later on in the year, and each follows one of the brothers.
Ah, yay. I love brother books. How many books in the series, do you know?
So it's 3 for this
3?
one.
Okay. 3 brothers.
Yeah.
And then we move on to the cousins, right?
Yeah. Well, in the last book, it's funny that you say that because there's a big friend group, a big cousin group, so many characters that I'm trying to keep track of. So you never know, maybe a spinoff.
Yay!
Yeah.
So I
love writing in this world. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, good.
Sorry.
That's okay. How many are the Everhart brothers all cooks then? Are they all chefs? They're all going to be cooking books?
They are. They're all chefs in their father's restaurant. I'm not going to say they're all cooking books necessarily. Book 2 is told from the point of view of Cassie, who is an independent filmmaker, and she meets Brother Declan at South by Southwest, the festival that's here in Austin every year. And she's looking to get her film made, and it's basically she kind of pitches her film as Anthony Bourdain meets Full Tilt Boogie, kind of a behind the scenes look at a chef who travels around the world, interacting with the different cultures and making food. So she'll need a chef to help her, and she'll need some backing, and we'll see what Declan can do there.
Oh, very cool. So I have to ask, because I am not a fantastic chef. I've actually caught myself on fire twice in the kitchen. But you must love cooking, right? You have some fantastic recipes in the book. Is that your first love, cooking?
I've always loved cooking. It's more of kind of my love language and passion. I would never, and people have said, well, why don't you open a restaurant? And I just don't think that that's something that, I would enjoy. I love what I love and who enjoy food and all of that, but just kind of making it, turning it into a business doesn't appeal to me. But I do love it.
Okay. Yeah. And when you were, let me just ask, everybody always wants to know what your writing journey was like, going from, I don't know what you did before you were a writer, but what made you suddenly go, I'm going to write a book about chefs fighting on a reality show?
Well, actually, so I do have a full-time day job, and I work for a large corporation. I've been there 17 years and will probably stay there until I retire. Yeah, and so I write as well in addition to that. But it was really about 5 years ago where I was reading a lot of new adult. You remember new adult was really big for a while? And
yeah.
I was just I was tearing through all these new adult novels, and I was like, man, I think I could write this. So I did. I wrote a book in like 6 weeks, and actually a small publisher published it 5 years ago. So that was technically my debut. This is more of my adult romance. Yeah, this is my adult romance debut, because I haven't had anything published since then. And the idea for this book came about, one of my author friends, I have a chat set up with other authors who were published by that same small publisher at the same time. And, we've become just super friends, and we talk every day in the chat, and, we've just, lived through births, deaths, whatever. We're just always there for each other. There's a group of 5 of us.
Love it.
And, one of the authors one day just kind of typed in the chat, hey, Kelly, I'd love to see you write a cooking competition romance with 2 rival chefs, and there's lots of food and sex. And I was like, it sounds interesting, and it just, I was doing something else, like revising a different manuscript, and it's like, we'll try it. And so here we are.
Oh, my gosh, I love that. And when you were younger, did you always want to be a writer, or it didn't bite you until later when you were reading all those books?
Yeah, no, I never even thought about anything creative. Matter of fact, I was almost proud of the fact that I wasn't creative at all. To tell people I'm not creative. And then, I know, right? So
isn't the universe
mid-40s,
a funny place?
I know, it's so funny. But mid-40s, and here I decide, maybe I'll write. And then, of course, now I can't imagine not writing ever. So, it's been fun. I think I've been reading, for years, of course. And I don't know, it just, it's nice. It's nice. I'm glad I found it.
Yeah, me too. I think it's always funny to me when writers talk about if they hadn't have written, and then you think about the books that wouldn't exist, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you got bitten.
Very true. Very true.
So when you decided that you were maybe going to write a book, did you join writers groups? Did you find critique partners? How did you make that happen? Because I know as a writer, it takes a lot to finally get a book published. You rewrite it, you submit, all that kind of thing. How did that work for you?
So initially, I decided that one day to write and then wrote for 6 weeks and I was done. And then when I was done, I was like, what do I do now? So I was like, okay, I'll just send it off to Penguin or HarperCollins and they'll publish it, right? Yeah. Well, you know better than that.
That's how it's supposed to work. Right.
Nope.
I'm over here going, oh, no.
Website. Yeah. I look at their website and they're like, you have to have an agent. And I was like, an agent? What? So I was like, okay. So here's the J.B. Frazier angle. I was in this Outlander group on Facebook, and I saw another person post that she'd just gotten a book deal with this small publisher, and she really, enjoyed it, was having a great experience. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just send my book to that small publisher, and that's what I did. And Kathy Armstrong, C.H. Armstrong, she's the one who put that in the group chat. Who put that in the Outlander chat, and then now she's in our group chat. She's one of my close friends. So it's funny how that worked out. But, of course, after that, the small publisher closed. I received my rights back for that book. And I've written probably 4 maybe or 5, maybe it's the 5th manuscript I've written over the last 4 or 5 years that finally I got my agent and then got a book deal. So, I hit with the first book, which was nice, and that's not normal, as you know. And then, then went through the struggle after that, though.
Yes. But but it's cool that you got a taste of, so that, because a lot of times when I do talks at different writing groups and things like that, there are people who, they lose their momentum because of those rejections. And I think it's cool that you got in with that first one so that you got that taste, because then you don't give up,
That's very true. But also it brought me to my friends who are so supportive, and we cheerlead for each other. And they are my critique partners as well. So, the first book, I didn't have that. But now, as soon as I finish a manuscript, or if I just want to bounce ideas or whatever, they're there, and I'm there for them too. So it works out really, really well.
Oh, I love that. And I really enjoy, because before I was writing, I was in sales, and it was a lot more cutthroat. I enjoy that in writing, people aren't your competition. They're your, your friends. They're your business partners. They're, and I enjoy that we can all support each other. It's not so dog eat dog,
I love that for us, for sure.
Yes. So I wanted to find out about the cooking that's in the book. I know a lot of people are, commenting on all the food, and you're so hungry after you read it. Did you put all your favorite foods in there, or did you save some for the other books? Or?
Oh, believe me, I have plenty of favorite foods. So there are, so each chapter has a recipe after it that relates to the previous chapter. So some of them are real recipes that I grew up on, or passed down from my mother or even my dad. But some are also kind of like fun, quirky recipes, like punch me in the face. But related to the chapter before. If you've read the chapter, then you know why it's, cute and funny. So, book 2, of course, all 3 books will have recipes, but the book 2 will not have a recipe after each chapter like this one is, but it does have, 3 or 4 that are related to the book, and book 3 will as well. Book 3 is what I'm working on now, and that's actually the brother who's a pastry chef. So, if you have a sweet tooth after book 3, you're going to be done for.
Do you make all these recipes yourself? Do you test them out?
Yeah, Absolutely. Oh, yeah. These are recipes that I'm telling you, most of them I've used all my life, or in the case like with shrimp louis, because the competition is set in San Francisco, and that's like, it's kind of synonymous with San Francisco shrimp louis when I was growing up, at least. And so I would eat it over there, but as an adult, I hadn't really made it. And then, when I started writing the book, I was like, oh, shrimp louis, I'd forgotten about that. And so I've made it several times since then, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, now I remember why I loved it so much growing up.
So all the pastries that are going to be in book 3, you can bake, you can cook and bake?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely,
what?
yeah.
Oh,
yes.
You're so talented.
Well, thank you. I mean, food is definitely my thing, as I said before. So anything that you find in my books, food related, I've definitely tried or have created.
I love that. Do you have favorite cooking shows that we should all be watching?
I don't, which is funny because I don't normally watch cooking shows. My daughters do, though. Yeah, and so there have been times when I've been with them and they've had shows on, so I'll watch it. But, of course, before I started writing book 1, I sat down and I watched all of Hell's Kitchen, and there was another show, can't remember the name of it, but it's set in the UK, and it's families who compete. They're not chefs, they're home cooks, which is different. But I kind of combined, those elements from different, the 2 different shows, and kind of came up with this restaurant family feud that they're doing in book 1. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter loves cooking shows, and Chopped is her favorite because they always throw in weird games. Now you have to cook this whole thing in lobster claw hands and things like that. They add obstacles.
Exactly.
Now you're going to make this, but you have no butter. Go.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well, there are a few, I mean, obviously there are competitions in the book, but nothing, like that. But there are, like, one is, here's these however many ingredients, now go create something kind of thing.
Yeah, nice. Did you ever see the movie or the play Waitress, where she makes the pies that are all about she makes, I hate him pie and break up with her boyfriend pie and all that kind of thing? That reminds me of the punch you in the face recipe. Okay. Did you ever see that one?
Right. Years ago? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I saw it. I know it's been like a Broadway play since then, right? Which I have not seen.
Right.
But
yeah,
but
I haven't seen that either. But yeah, I love people who can be creative enough. I am not one of them, but creative enough to make, recipes that would be themed towards something. I'm always in awe.
Right. Yeah,
Did you make up any of the recipes yourself? Like you played around in the kitchen and came up with something for the book? Or any of them
I'm going to say, yeah, there's a couple that I didn't write for the book, I don't think, but I did, but they're ones that I've created and used myself. So there's like a migas tacos recipe that, I live in Austin, so breakfast tacos are very popular here. And so this is kind of like a play on the migas taco, I guess. That's one of the ones that, I basically eat for breakfast every morning. So it definitely made it into the book.
Yay, I love that.
Yeah.
So do you have favorite things that you enjoy cooking, like scenes from the book that came from those kind of things?
Well, yeah, because her mother, owns this soul food cafe, but her mother is also Creole, and most of her cooking
Oh,
is based around, being Creole and the Creole food. So that is absolutely hands down, my favorite food of all time. And I love, gumbo and jambalaya and etouffees and, beignets, all of that.
yeah.
So, yeah, you'll find a lot of that in the book when they're competing.
Oh, I love that. And so do you love New Orleans when you go there and eat all those
Oh,
things?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I'm not far from there. Well, we're about 5 hours away. From Austin, I'm not sure. I haven't been there since I moved to Austin 3 years ago, but I lived in Houston for 30 years, and we were right down the road.
Okay.
And there's so much Creole cuisine in Houston because of the proximity, I
Really?
think,
I
to
didn't know
Louisiana.
that.
Oh, so
Oh,
much.
okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
Nice.
I got a lot of it there.
That's so cool. I was born and raised in San Diego, so the first time I went to New Orleans, that was my first time ever having Creole food and having beignets, and I fell so in love. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's amazing.
So good. Well, especially if you love seafood because they use so much seafood in the cooking. It's amazing. But, I'll take some of those rolled tacos in San Diego too, though.
Right. I have been so happy having rolled tacos again. They don't have those in Florida, so dang.
Right.
So I have been filling up. Last night I had my In-N-Out hamburger because you can't get that in Florida either.
Oh, I know. And
it's
in
funny.
Houston, they don't have an In-N-Out either. And, I grew up in California, but they didn't have In-N-Out growing up either. It was after I moved that all of a sudden everywhere. So, but I would go visit and I'd have In-N-Out. And then I lived in LA for like 4 years and, ate In-N-Out all the time. But I was just like in Houston going, wow, we just do not have In-N-Out. What is the problem? Because they are in Texas. Yeah, but
they are.
Austin, here in Austin, I have two. I could go in either direction to whichever one I want to go to.
Yay!
Very convenient. Yeah.
It's interesting to me that food can really feel like home. You eat a certain thing and you're home. And I think that translates into romance really well because, you eat something with someone like on your first date or whatever, or it becomes your favorite couple food, or I think food and romance go together really well.
I totally agree. Matter of fact, the last chapter or the last recipe in the book is sweet potato pie. And if you read the book, you'll see the significance of it, but it definitely kind of links the couple.
Oh, I can't wait to read this one. I haven't read it yet, but everyone I know has read it, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to finish this book. But then,
right? Well, you're always writing.
I know. I always have a deadline. It's crazy. but I do treat myself to reading in between. But I probably won't be making the recipes because I'm not that often in the kitchen. If I have a good recipe that I can follow, I do okay. But I am the worst substituter, and so I make horrible substitutions if I don't have exactly everything that's on there.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, I have horrible substitution stories, but
I could imagine. Well, there are some good, easy recipes. I mean, some are more complex, but there's definitely a few that you can try.
Oh, good. Okay. For beginners like me. So who inspires you? Like when I write, there are certain authors that I can go to where I read their book and I'm so amped up to go get back to the keyboard because, I love her world building, or, oh my gosh, that was so intense. I need to write an enemies to lovers, or something.
Right.
Who inspires you?
Well, certainly Alyssa Cole. I mean, I stand her hard, and
Yes.
anything she writes, I'm ready and waiting for it. And Kennedy Ryan as well. She really has inspired me on her Kingmaker series. When I read Queen Move, I was just like, whoa, I wish I could write this. So I don't think I can because I mean, she's, oh my gosh, the way she's written this book is just incredible. But it definitely is still inspirational to, you know, have those goals to try to reach one day.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and every book you write, you get better and better because writing is a craft, and so the more you do it, probably also like cooking, if I would do it more often.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Very true, Lisa. Very true.
But as we write, we get stronger and we write faster and we get better and, you know, better sentence structure and better words. And so, you know, it does sometimes feel like we read a really good book and we're like, why do I write? But it always inspires me to, you know, try this, try that. And it does make your, you know, it makes your, I think of writing like those lizards that can only get as big as their terrarium, you know. So that's you and your words, but when you read someone else's, it makes the, you know, the container bigger, and then you can grow bigger. And so you can be Kennedy Ryan someday.
Yeah, maybe.
You'll be Kelly Cain, but you'll be. So I've been asking everyone about writing during the pandemic. Was that a challenge for you? What did you find worked for you to get those words down?
Well, I really hate answering these kind of questions because I don't want to sound, you know, like, I don't know. I know it's been a tough time for a lot of people, but I'm so introverted normally, and I worked from home before, and I, you know, in my day job, and so I didn't feel
you
like
were training for
this. I've been training for it, exactly that. The fact that I am now vaccinated fully and, you know, made a promise to myself that I was going to start going back in the grocery stores instead of having all my food delivered, just so I would get out of the house. I mean, but I have been really mad about that promise. Every time I go in the grocery store, I'm just furious at myself for making myself do that. So, yeah, unfortunately, I have to go because I promised myself. But as far as, I could stay in the house all day, every day, forever, probably. As long as I have books. I have to have books. And I like to see my daughters, of course, once in a while.
Yes. I do like that, you know, now that people are getting vaccinated, the chance for travel is better, and I always enjoy that. And I'm hoping writers' conferences and book signings and things will come back too. So.
Oh, for sure. And I went to RWA's conference in New York a couple of years ago. My sister came with me, one of my sisters, and it was a blast, you know, and my brother met us over there. So it was really nice, you know, and I love being around family all the time. So, matter of fact, my sisters are traveling here this week, and we get to spend a long weekend together. And so that makes me happy. I don't mind going out when it's, you know, that kind of thing, but...
Right. Yeah. But otherwise, you're ready for the zombie apocalypse. You just stay inside.
Right. Exactly. For sure.
Well, before we run out of time, do you have contests or giveaways? What are you doing to promote your book that readers can go support?
Yeah, I've been having a few contests and giveaways since the book came out last Tuesday. I think maybe there's one still open at Harlequin Junkie.
Okay.
They have one going on along, you know, in conjunction with my publisher. But I just actually sent off 4 boxes. What is today? Yesterday, I went to the post office yesterday morning and got them in the mail. So I've given away these handcrafted candles, beeswax candles that are specially made for Noxon Rowan, and then, signed books, of course, also mugs, and I have a couple of aprons that I'll probably be giving away soon. I just haven't, figured out which contest I want to do for them. Yeah.
So you have a newsletter, and people should sign up so they can get in the contest for the aprons and signed books, right?
Thank you, Lisa. Exactly. Thank you. Yes, they definitely should sign up for my newsletter, and all of that can be found at kellycainauthor.com, and I'm Kelly Cain Author on most socials.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks so much for being here, Kelly. I'm so excited about your book. Congratulations. And everybody go grab an Acquired Taste. It's going to make you hungry for all kinds of things.
True. Very true.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on Booklights. Be sure to connect with us at www.readersentertainment.com for articles, blogs, videos, and podcasts that matter to readers.